I'm the best ever. I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
Yo, bounce guy, go off.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Wilder's in a world of trouble, closing seconds. Can he weather the storm here in the third round?
And the ball to superlative.
Big right hook, lands flush for Cambosos, and that knocks down Teofimo Lopez. We have ourselves a fight.
Khabib Nurmagomedov gets a triangle choke from up top. Gaethje's out, and the fight is over. The triangle choke for Khabib Nurmagomedov.
And Porter gets knocked down. He gets knocked down again. 10th round TKO win. Left uppercut, and that knocks out Leo. It appears he's out cold. The fight is over. It was a counter left uppercut, and just like that, what a left uppercut. I did not see that coming, ladies and gentlemen. I will have to admit, what a fight.
Nice celebration for a 3K video. I don't know, man. To hit 3,000 subscribers and like
Right hook to the body for Campbell. Left hook to the body for Garcia. And that knocked down Campbell. It was a left hook to the body. Campbell on the ground. The count is on. Can he make his way up? It appears he can't get up. Campbell on the ground. Trying to stand up. And the fight is over. Ryan Garcia with a 7th round knockdown. What a performance. Guys, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. Do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. We're trying to do record numbers today. Ryan Garcia tearing up and crying. What a performance for Ryan Garcia. Welcome to the stream. We are finally back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room because it's been a bunch of weeks since we've done this. And I know that. First, I want to say hi to everyone. Risky was the first one here. Cole says, let's go, boys. Let me start by saying, Mr. Show, welcome back, everyone. We're back weekly. What's up, Your Majesty and Sir Miller? Let's go. He's talking about Trey. Jesus says, saludos. Torin, welcome to the stream. We'll be talking about Ortega versus Rodriguez as well. I did, Jesus. What a crazy knockout towards the end of the main event. Steve Williams, the DC Fight Club member. I see you with the red glove. Let's go. Welcome back, my guy. Always showing love. All right, guys, the elephant in the room. Real quick. Before we get into anything, I got to firstly talk about people have been asking me, messaging me on Instagram, Twitter, and things of that nature. Hey, what's going on with the show? And one of the biggest questions, the Cerrone Retirement, we'll talk about Torin, about him talking about it. But one of the biggest questions I got was, what happened with you and Trey? Do you guys have a beef going on? And I was like, wow, people really think we're upset at each other, but we just haven't been able to schedule it and things of that nature. But the only beef I have with Trey is his horrible picks, where I schooled him on Derek Lewis. I told him he was going to lose to Bam Bam Tuivasa. The Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera. I mean, the Ngabi with him wrestling. The list goes on. If I were to talk about the many times I was right and Trey was wrong, that'll be a whole podcast in itself. So let's just firstly say me and him have no beef besides me telling him all the picks that he has wrong week after week after week. But that's why we're back, so we can educate him on his nonsensical takes. And we'll be back weekly on Mondays. So just wanted to talk to you guys or bring that up. Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez is this weekend. I believe it's a fight card that starts at 2 p.m. So it starts at a good time for me as far as 2 p.m. Eastern, which we haven't seen that from the UFC in a while as far as starting that early. So just keep a lookout for that. Guys, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. And besides that, that's all I have to say as far as we're going to be getting Trey on here. I'm going to be giving him a quick call in a second, and then we're right on to the show. It feels great to be back. I know it's been, I wish I were to count exactly how many weeks it's been. since we've done the stream, but regardless, it feels great to be back. I've been keeping up with the MMA news, been keeping up with all the content, with all the fights. And the good thing is that in the future, we have a lot coming up, which is nice. Real quick, I'll quickly say we have Ortega versus Rodriguez. So that is at 2 p.m. Just looked it up real quick. That'll be this Saturday. With Ortega, we saw the way he lost to Volkanovski, Yair Rodriguez to Max Holloway. This is a big fight. Supposedly, Yair Rodriguez gets a title fight if he wins, so we'll talk about that. Blades versus Aspinall the week after that, July 23rd. Aspinall is one of my favorite heavyweight and up-and-coming fighters, so that'll be the week after that. And then July 30th, UFC 277. We're going to have a big stream there. Derek Lewis versus Pavlovich. Kai Kara France, one of my favorite up-and-coming fighters, against Brandon Moreno, who arguably didn't have a great performance in his last fight. And then after that, Pena versus Nunes. So without further ado, we're going to keep the tradition, call the man that people have been asking about, and give him his 5 minutes, and then we'll go straight into the show like we've always done. Real quick, I'll read thoughts on Cerrone retirement. It's about time. He's taking a lot of punishment, Torin. I think the UFC is going to be in New York. Yeah, I believe it's in the East Coast. As far as state-wise, I'll tell you right now, I just had it open. UFC, Yair Rodriguez. It actually doesn't say on their website versus Ortega. Location, real quick, will be Long Island, I believe. So there you have it. All right, without further ado, let's call the noodle himself, Trey Bomb. Derek Lewis is going to lose that fight at UFC 277. I mean, we were right before, Torin. We're probably going to be right again, but we'll talk about that as well, too. Whale Rider, we've missed you, my guy. Welcome back, my guy. Miss you. I hope all is well with you and your family. We'll be talking in a bit. We're going to hear, Trey do what he does best, and that's be wrong about the MMA. So like I've said before, if you have any UFC picks, just pick the opposite of what Trey picked, and you'll be fine. That's all you have to do. So anyways, without further ado, giving the man himself a call right now. He should show up. Everything should be golden, and then we'll take it from there. Give me 1 second. I know his Discord and things of that nature are probably the worst, but we'll give him a second. I don't know if you hear the ringing in the background. Torn believes he's going to lose. How do you feel about the main event, Torn? Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez. I feel like that's a tough one for me to call. Speaking of that fight. Well, the guy said that he was ready, but he didn't pick up. So we'll call him. I'm sure he'll text me in a second when he's ready. He's having problems logging in, so we'll give him a second. Just got off work. What I missed? Beta, nothing much besides an introduction of us coming back. Beta, welcome to the stream. Maybe Trey will let me know when he's ready, and then we'll get to it. In the meantime, let's quickly talk about just a change of plans until Trey's ready. Let me quickly say, Trey, you could just call me on Discord whenever you are ready. Oh, he says he's ready. I'll give him one more shot as far as calling him. And then if not, we'll take it another direction. What up, Miller? What's up, Bubba? Welcome back, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. All right, I think the noodle himself is ready. I got Ortega by second round submission. We will touch on that topic. I don't think it's going to go that way. Trey, if you hear me out there, it says you're connected, but I don't see any video. So I'll get you ready as soon as you're ready to be on screen. I can hear you loud and clear, but I can't see you. So as soon as
I'm learning how to work this again. Just give me a second.
All right, we just gotta give him. Trey, he was born.
I want to see you.
1982. Oh, you want to see me? I got you. Do you see me?
Oh, I see you.
Oh man, look who. Without further ado, hold on a second. Without further ado, let me take myself off the stream and just have
King on here.
Trey his 5 minutes. Chat, I promise I'll catch up with you. 1090 Trey says Beta Quest. It's good to have Trey back. We're gonna keep it just like old tradition, and then take it from here. Guys, thank you for being here. #1 commentary channel on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. #1 commentary channel on YouTube. Trey has his 5 minutes, and it starts now.
Well. Look who's back again in the king seat, still making money, still looking as handsome as ever, still the sexiest man alive. I would dunk on Miller right now. I'm feeling so good. I'm so happy y'all get to see me. It's been so long, it feels like, since I've been on this camera talking to all you bums and herbs out there thinking that you know what fighting is about. Now listen. A lot's happened since we've talked, okay? A lot's happened since I've been here to tell you some breaking news, some news sources, some things that you might not see on ESPN MMA, or Big Nose Ariel might not be telling you about it, or Miller might not be tweeting or saying something about it. I'm back, baby. You got the most dialed-in source you've ever seen in your life. Now listen, we got some things to talk about. Not Pedro Munoz being the biggest bum and herb in the UFC. I cannot believe I've ever seen anything like that. Talking about an eye poke, and then the other eye is the one that's injured, and he's getting poked on his left eye, talking about his right eye and his right eye and his left eye. This dude doesn't even know what he's talking about, where he's at, what's going on, or anything. I think he got a hold of some of Sean O'Malley's weed before he went in the octagon, because he was out of it. Second off, one of the biggest lames, one of the biggest herbs, one of the biggest weirdos I've ever seen, one of the corniest fake champions I've ever seen in my life as a champion now. And no, I'm not talking about Israel Adesanya, even though he had the most boring fight I've ever seen in my entire life against Jared. Yuri. I cannot believe this cornball got to be a championship on the luckiest chokeout I've ever seen in my life, choking out one of the best ground competitors in the UFC we've ever seen. Give me a break. That'll never happen again. That's a 4 million to 1 chance right there. That'll never happen again, and I promise you. I know y'all seen the video today. I know y'all seen him talking about how embarrassing it was. The most awkward little call out I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen nothing like that. It was very embarrassing that he was even talking like that. He could barely speak, barely knew what he wanted to say. He sounded like he was scared to even call out Glover again. But I know why he's calling out Glover, because he don't want nothing to do with Jan. Because Jan would walk in there to that big old crimson chin that hangs out the whole time, where's the Patty Pimblett, and he would get rocked back into the cage until he was dead. Now, Volkanovski, a guy who I love and respect, a guy who, I think is great. I would say he's probably second in pound for pound in the UFC. I mean, he's on a 21-fight win streak. What the heck is going on? Everybody tries to stand up and point fight him. He's the best point fighter in the UFC. What are we doing here? Come with a new game plan. With all that respect, with all that power he has, with the streak he has, he's still running. He's still running, and I know you say this. You say Trey. Who is he running from? What do you mean? He's beating so many people in the top. Yeah, well, this guy ain't got there yet. He's been a little injured. He's been a little hurt. But guess what? Daddy's coming for the belt, and Daddy's coming from Arkansas, because that boy Volkanovski, the man down under, in Australia, yeah, he's running from the real country boy Bryce Mitchell. Everybody sees it plain as day. He wants to go up a division. Volk's tiny for his division. Nugget out there. Scared of Bryce Mitchell. He needs to say it, because let me tell you something about Bryce. Bryce ain't stupid. Bryce ain't about to stand up and bang with you. Don't get me wrong. He can throw hands. But not with Volk, the best point fighter in the world.
Debatable. He's
gonna take Volk down better than Brian Ortega did. If Brian Ortega's getting him down, getting him in a choke that deep, you don't think Bryce can do that? You don't think Bryce can do that with ease? Like it's no problem? Like he's just sparring or working out? is running for Bryce Mitchell. Let it be known. I'm telling you here first. The source is telling you something new again. Everybody sees it plain as day. I see it coming up the ladder. That boy is scared, and he's running back to All-Star. You with it? What's up, Miller? How we doing?
We are Trey, look. Besides the 5-minute spiel of absolute nonsense and no knowledge at all, it's great to have you back. The people are excited. We're back on our weekly show. You brought up a lot today. First of all, how are you doing?
First of all, I'm incredible. I mean, look at me. I'm freaking incredible. I look amazing. I feel great. Yes, I know what y'all are thinking in the chat. Yes, I did get handsomer. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. Yes, my voice does sound a little sexier. I appreciate it. Thank you for noticing. I've been working on it. Yes, I'm still the best UFC capper in the entire world. I'm still doing it, baby. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm the source. I'm the one who gets it done. And I'm back, saving all you people's pockets from losing all that money and being losers like you are, having no girls and no lives.
Listen, Trey, there was a lot you brought up. We're going to get right to it. There's a Sean O'Malley thing we got to talk about with Pedro Munoz. There's Adesanya, whether he's boring or not. I have a lot to say about that. We might agree more than disagree. Everything else you said, I practically disagree with. The whole Bryce Mitchell thing. We'll talk about Volkanovski. I don't even know if that's a conversation worth having. Ortega versus Rodriguez. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Should Volkanovski move on? But let's start off with the first topic. Sean O'Malley, Pedro Munoz. We're back, episode 10, Trash Talk Mondays. Do you honestly believe Munoz, especially throughout his career, never showed to, tap or give up or get put out? Do you really think he was actually trying to get out of that fight when, dare I say, he landed some nice leg kicks? He was doing his thing in there. I actually think he was having his way. It counts. They score points. Adesanya has made a career out of it, hasn't he?
He was having his way.
He was having his way. Sean O'Malley landed like one
leg kicks. Sean O'Malley was teching them leg kicks. I don't care what anybody says. He was teching half of them things. Pedro Munoz faked a groin kick earlier.
That was right on the cup.
And he was. Oh, come on. We're not serious.
That was right on the cup line. I think it's Sean O'Malley's fault the way it ended. Too many fouls or things of that nature where it's kind of his fault. He's lucky he didn't get a disqualification loss. But that's besides the point. Right, are they going to run it back?
You're talking about a guy who got poked in the eye and then started talking about his other eye, and you're still siding with that guy. You're talking about a guy who's known for having one of the smallest Johnsons in the UFC and complains about getting kicked in the groin, and you're talking about this guy. This guy was getting tore up. He was getting torched. He found out he couldn't touch him. Guess what? He's going to do some leg kicks. That's about it. He's going to tap his leg a little bit. He's going to get checked on them leg kicks, and he's not even going to touch his face. He's not going to touch his body. Sean's going to be doing the rest. He's going to be joking around out there doing stupid stuff, making him look dumb, and Pedro had enough of it. Pedro quit. I want that to be known. Pedro quit.
The guy that had documentation of his injury, his eye looked pretty bad.
Because he got hit in it. Sean O'Malley shared the video. He got punched in that eye. He was talking about the completely other eye he got poked in. Nothing happened to him.
It was a clear eye poke. But look, Trey. Let's do what we do best and give a prediction. Even though it's a little bit far off, he's going to take a little bit of time to recover. What happens when they run it back?
Are they going to run it back officially? Because if I'm Sean O'Malley, I'm not taking that fight again. He was a lame. I'm going to take somebody a little bigger. He lost his opportunity to make a little payday. He looks like a cornball now. Let him go off on his own little world.
MF Brown is having a field day with you. Let's hypothetically say it's booked.
Hey, this is what's crazy though. I just want to say this right here.
Yeah,
MF Brown couldn't even tell you who he was. Don't even remember him. That's how much of a loser he probably was when he was talking to me back in the day. Don't even remember that name.
Hypothetically, they run it back, Trey. It's on paper. Who do you have winning? And how does it end? I already know who you have winning.
Sean O'Malley. And here's the thing. I know what you're thinking. Oh, Trey's going to say Sean O'Malley's going to knock him out all of a sudden. Hey, Pedro's never been finished. Okay?
That's true.
He's never been knocked out. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think Sean's going to keep tearing him up like he was. make him get embarrassed a little bit, do some little fancy stuff, and just beat him in high fashion. It might be a little Chris Munoz. Moon. I don't even remember that dude's name.
Moutinho. Right.
Yeah. It might be like that, bum.
I'll be honest with you, Trey. I think it benefited Sean O'Malley more as far as like who got more information from their opponents, because Pedro Munoz was landing, whether you agree or not, some decent leg kicks. He was giving Sean O'Malley a look that he had to adjust from, that he had to check. I think he would have had more success down the line in the fight. But now that Sean O'Malley has kind of been there with a veteran for a little bit, I think that's going to benefit more for him than for Pedro Munoz seeing Sean O'Malley in the octagon. I do agree with you there. It could go either way when they run it back. Sean O'Malley, got to give him credit. He has the power, has the speed. He has the length, the reach. He has a lot of advantages in there. What Pedro got going for him is the toughness, the grit, the experience. But I think it does benefit Sean O'Malley. But let's say that fight falls through. Who do you want to see Sean O'Malley fight?
I want to see a top 3 fight. This is good. I'm ready to get him up there.
Just
I'm
right
ready
to
get
it.
him up there. Here's what I want to know: does this count as a fight on his contract? Like, does that take one of the numbers off?
I don't.
Or because there's no contest, does it still?
I will look up at the UFC updated standings. They just called it so he's 15-1-0, one no contest. So it just counts as a no contest no contest. If I'm not mistaken. I'm on their website right now. I can show the stream real quick. Oh, actually it just goes to you. 15-1-0, one no contest. So it doesn't hurt him in any fashion, if I'm not mistaken. So
I'm saying on his contract though, does that come?
Oh, on his contract. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about his record. I don't know. I would have to look it up. If anybody knows in the chat, please let us know. I know we have people way smarter than Trey here and similar to myself. Let me know as far as how does it count on his contract. I believe that from what I heard post-fight with some analysts, they were saying that I think he gets paid his full amount. Of course, he doesn't have any bonuses or anything of that nature. But I think he just gets paid and it counts as a fight even though it didn't go the distance or they didn't finish the fight. I'm not 100% sure on that, but which would be good, right?
I'll say this.
Right.
I'll say this. Run it back. I want a rematch for Sean O'Malley, okay? I want a rematch for Sean O'Malley, but not Pedro Munoz. I want Marlon Vera again. I want to see what that was like.
Oh, man,
because that was just a little fluke thing where he got hit in the leg and he couldn't stand on his leg. It was flopping around. It was a great fight to begin with, and then it just kind of got taken away because of the leg. I want to see that again.
I'm so happy you brought this up, Trey, and I didn't mean to talk about this. I really do believe this, and then we can debate this a bit. I think Sean O'Malley doesn't want that fight. Not because it's not
really
not because it is like not an interesting fight. I'm sure many people would like to see it. I think he's a bit fearful of Cheeto. I do. I think in his mind, he lost because of an injury, not because, Cheeto Vera took his leg apart. And I don't think he wants to revisit that fight. Honestly,
he would tear Marlon Vera up. It would be bad. It would be ugly. It would be completely different than what it was. I mean, we're not serious. It was a fluke injury. It would never happen again. It was some random thing where he couldn't even function his leg. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've seen your freaking lame boy do it and capitalize and still win. Your little cornerball, little coach that you love to hype up. But that'll never happen again. He would have won that fight.
I don't know if
he would have won that fight.
I don't know if it's that clear now. Cheeto Vera, right? Speaking of the Ecuadorian, he's 3-0 in his last 3 fights. He has Dominic Cruz next, so he's gonna have to get past them. But I think win or lose, it's maybe possible that he sees a Cheeto Vera. Speaking of Sean O'Malley, but I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. If I had to bet, gun to my head, whether that fight happens again, I think Sean O'Malley's gonna avoid it at all costs, Trey.
I don't know. Who else is he going to fight? He's got to fight somebody above Pedro, right?
Well, you said top 3. Cheeto is top 5. Above him is Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen beats Sean O'Malley right now. Too good. Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo beats Sean O'Malley, in my honest opinion. TJ.
Jose Aldo, yes.
I think I might even have to say, I don't think Sean O'Malley, looking at the list right now, Trey, has any chance with anybody in the top 5 in the bantamweight division. I'll name them for you. Aljamain Sterling, the champion, Petr Yan, TJ Dillashaw, Jose Aldo, Corey Sandhagen, and Chito Vera. I don't think he fares well against
Chito Vera, bro. He would beat Chito Vera. Arguably, he would beat Corey.
Well, Chito beat him already, so will he be the favorite?
It was a fluke win. Sean O'Malley would still be the favorite. I hope you know that.
You think so? You think so?
When they fought the first time, Sean O'Malley was a huge favorite over him.
You think so?
Yes.
No. I'm saying he might have been
supposed to win that fight. He would still be supposed to be to win that fight.
He was a hype train.
No. Listen to me, Miller. I'm gonna say this. No. I'm gonna say this very clearly.
I'm listening.
Very clearly.
I'm listening. Tell me what's
Marlon Vera,
right.
Chito, was a freaking nobody until Sean O'Malley put him on the map with having a fluke loss against him. I hope you know that. Nobody was hyping him up. He wasn't getting all these big names or anything until he beat Sean.
And then he beats Davey Grant. Then he beats.
Wow, that's a downgrade from Sean.
Then he beats Frankie Edgar, performance of the night.
Everybody's knocking that dude out. I mean, what are we talking about? Frankie can barely stand up anymore. Barely stand up anymore.
Then he beats Rob Font. Those are better.
Frankie Edgar, is that Damian Maia? With how many times he's been knocked out recently?
Those are better names than Sean O'Malley has on his. Look who Sean O'Malley has.
Sean O'Malley, listen, Rob Font was on his high horse and got knocked down so bad. That boy is not who we thought he was. Sean O'Malley's beating Rob Font.
Listen. I will admit a lot of people were on the Rob.
Is he above Pedro?
On the rankings?
Rob Font.
Yes, he's number 7. Pedro's number 9.
Here's who I'll stay away from. If I'm Sean O'Malley, I'm staying away from these people. Staying away from TJ Dillashaw, even though he talks trash to him all the time. TJ Dillashaw is still a dog. We can see he didn't miss no steps. I'm staying away from the biggest cornball in UFC history, Aljamain Sterling, because obviously his ground game, and Sean, we don't really know what he got on the ground yet, okay? And I'm staying away from this guy right here. I'm staying away from Merab, because that dude's kind of scary.
Merab is a scary individual. Merab is Richie, what's up? Welcome to the stream. It's kind of cool that we diverge into this topic because it's good to kind of be random about it. This whole Sean O'Malley thing. I don't know who you give him next if you don't run it back with Pedro Munoz, because I'll tell you the names real quick. Above Pedro, I don't think it benefits him to fight anyone below a Pedro Munoz after this fight if he doesn't rematch him. But Dominic Cruz, Rafa, Merab, you said it's scary. Chito Vera already beat him already. Corey Sandhagen, Jose Aldo, TJ Dillashaw, Petr Yan. He's in a tough place career-wise. And we know how much he cares about money. So he doesn't want to take a tough fight right now until it gets renegotiated.
He's sponsored by Happy Dad right now, I believe. They finally brought on their first athlete with the Milk Boys and all them. But so I doubt he's hurting too bad on money. I'm sure he got a nice little bill from them for that. But
right.
Honestly, he's in no rush. I think he's in no rush. I guess you can see what happens with Dominic Cruz and everybody can see what happens there and fight the winner of that. But Rob Font, or give me
that's a good name. That's a good name.
Rob Font, or the first one I said. Give him Marlon again.
Listen, those are two good names. Listen to what Will Ryder said. Guys, it feels so good to be back. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already.
Nobody
Number
cares
1 MMA
about
show.
That little cornball Will Ryder who just rides Vaughn the whole time. Nobody cares about them.
Will says, I don't think he'd be the favorite in rematch. LOL. Chito took the Blazer belt that night. I think Sean is going to be fighting a uphill battle. I think Pedro Munoz, he should have had a career-defining performance, but he kind of messed that up by first hitting him below the belt and then eye-poking him, because right now, where do you go from here? Yeah, you could run it back, but after Pedro, all the names above him, Dominic Cruz might be aging a bit. That might be a decent fight for him.
Dominic Cruz is not one of him. He's ducking Sean O'Malley.
If
ducking Sean O'Malley.
If Cruz loses to Chito Vera, would you like to see that?
No, he should fight the winner of that fight.
Fine. But let's say he fights the loser. How do you feel about that matchup wise?
If he fights Dominic,
Yes. Or
he
if
would
let's say
whoop
Dominic,
him.
let's say Dominic
He
is.
would whoop Dominic Cruz.
I
Dominic
don't
Cruz
know.
would consider retirement after that. He would really consider retirement after that. I'm being dead serious. And he barely fights already. He
He does. He's aging a bit. He has a lot of miles.
What's the crazy stat on him? He's never lost a non-title fight or something like that, or he's only lost non-title fights or something like that. There's some wild stat on Dominic Cruz actually.
I don't think all the title fights he's won. No, besides the Henry Cejudo fight. Every other fight he's won. Oh no, I'm sorry. He lost to Cody Garbrandt and Henry Cejudo in a title fight, but he has won title fights.
I'm saying. He's never lost a non-title fight. Is what I'm saying though.
Oh, let me see if that's the case. That appears to be.
I think that's the crazy stat on him.
He got subbed by Uriah Faber. That's a long time ago though, 2007.
Uriah was the champ though, wasn't he?
Oh, that was with WEC. So if you want to, no, that wasn't a title fight.
And yeah, I'm talking UFC.
Yeah, if you're talking strictly UFC, he hasn't. But he's been fighting for the title ever since. So he's a legend in the sport. That'll be a good name for Sean O'Malley if that were to ever happen. But that's an interesting topic. Guys, real quick in the meantime, as we move over to another topic, let me make a poll to see who people think will win between Cheeto or O'Malley 2. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. In the meantime, let's move on to a very interesting topic. And I want to bring this up because I think this is very important to talk about entertainment versus you being the best or the champion. Trey, Adesanya. As we move on, that was a great Trey. That's our first topic back. That went pretty smooth. I don't know how long we've been on that topic, but that went pretty smooth.
We ain't scratching the surface no more, baby. We've been here.
This feels really nice and smooth. Like this is going really well, right?
Listen, just tell me you're happy to see me. Just say it. You're happy to see me again. You're so happy to be talking to me again.
Yeah, people have been making fun of your face, and so I guess people are happy to see you again. Yes, you're right. Let's quickly go to the next topic. Adesanya. How do we start this? How do you feel about, I guess this is a loaded question because I'm sure you'll go off. How do you feel about Adesanya's last performance? You have the floor.
Sorry, I just woke up there. You said Adesanya, and I immediately fell asleep because I heard he was fighting. What is this guy doing? Serious? This guy serious? I hated on Yoel Romero so bad when he fought Adesanya because I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, this is awful. This is so boring. Yeah. I don't know if he rubbed off on Izzy when they fought back then, but it has been an absolute decline since that fight. So boring. And it's not like, oh, well, he's just beating everybody so bad that, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't even look interesting like Volkanovski and Max Holloway was. I mean, good God. Everybody's sent up a prayer for Max Holloway right now. That boy got whooped. But Adesanya has been top 3 most boring fights I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, that was like the Rose Namajunas and Carla fight. It was boring. It wasn't strategic. If it was, that was the worst strategy I've ever seen, and both guys were doing the same thing, and that was staying away from each other. It's bad. Listen, it's bad, and you can't be fighting like that, and I know I'm kind of jumping the gun on this probably, but when you got a guy like your worst nightmare, like somebody who's already knocked you out, like somebody who's already 2-0 against you, coming up in the rankings in high fashion, whooping cats, knocking them out with knees, with the craziest left hook that you've ever felt and you've ever seen. He's felt it. We've seen it get knocked out with it. You can't be fighting like that. And then he's up there talking a big game like, oh, yeah, send him. He knows he wants the king and all this stuff. My boy, you are a very, very, very weak king. You are a very weak king. Get your mind right. This is awful. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. And I see everybody hating on him, and rightfully so, because this man is top 3 most boring fighters in the UFC right now, and he's a champion. and he's up there with Francis. And y'all know what happened with Francis when he fought Cyril, and it was a walking zombie in the ring, and he was barely doing anything. And he was hugging him and accidentally taking him down and stuff. It's that bad.
Real quick, a little off topic because you brought up Francis. Francis and Khabib is one of the best nicknames ever given in the UFC or in fighting in general. And I don't know if you've seen a picture with him with the Dagestani hat. It's great. Anyways, let's speak on Adesanya.
Able to walk again yet? Is that dude even walking again yet, or what?
I'm not sure. That's a great question. Let me bring up something real quick that I want to show people in the chat. Okay, here it is. Trey, I'm putting on the screen real quick. Adesanya, what you spoke about, you make some valid points. Listen, 2020, which is not that long ago, he had a performance of the night. Speaking of Israel Adesanya. And throughout his career, he has had a performance of the night. But the Paulo Costa fight wasn't that interesting until the knockout, right? But then after that, Jan Blachowicz loses unanimous decision. Vettori, unanimous decision. Whitaker, unanimous. Jared Cannonier, unanimous. But all those fights, and I don't know if you could blame Adesanya, we'll talk about that, was a little bit underwhelming, and that's him as a champion. So that's 4 fights in a row, right? 4 title fights in a row where people weren't that, where people don't walk out saying, man, that guy's the man.
Well, obviously, they're not going to say that against Jan because Jan absolutely demolished that dude, took him to the ground, was whooping him.
Different weight class. I'll give Adesanya the benefit of the doubt. He was going up. He was being risky. What's up, Risky? Welcome to the stream. Pun intended. I can't hold that against him. But before that Costa fight was a Romero fight, one of the worst fights in UFC history, right? If I'm not mistaken. But his last 4 performances, yes, he did win clearly, unanimously. But how much is he responsible for exciting fights? Because he hasn't had those. If we look at all the other champions in the UFC, Usman might not be the most exciting fighter, but he has put on some great fights against Colby Covington. And what he did to Jorge Masvidal. This is very recent, very fresh in our minds. You look at Ngannou. Crazy knockouts throughout his career. The Cyril Gane wasn't that interesting of a fight, but nonetheless. Harry Prohaska, great finish at the very end. Aljamain Sterling had a good performance against Petr Yan, had some finishes with Corey Sandhagen. Volkanovski, dominant performances and landing big punches. Adesanya, on the other hand, I heard people were leaving during the 4th and 5th round. That's not a good look. How
embarrassing is that?
Beta, welcome to the stream.
What does that say to Dana? What does that say to Father Dana?
What is Dana thinking right now? What do you think Dana is thinking right now, being in charge of this whole thing and having Adesanya, your middleweight champion?
He's thinking, who the heck can I get in here to fire this guy up? Oh, I'll take Alex and we'll put him in there. And guess what? He's going to spark him up, and Izzy's going to be 0-3 against this guy. Because, listen, Izzy's a good fighter, but there's also another element. You got to be entertaining. And guess what, buddy? Your walkouts ain't cutting it. Your fighting definitely ain't cutting it. You got to do all this extra stuff in your walkout. He walked out to the Undertaker and all that stuff, and the Dead Man, you know what I'm saying, and the urn and all that. Well, he fought like he was dead. That boy was barely throwing, doing anything. It was boring.
I was about to bring the urn thing up because it's kind of weird when you have that and then you have the performance that you had. It kind of like, if you come out like that, it's almost you're saying, I'm going to take this guy or pick him apart. And I don't mean to, rain on his parade because, of course, he's a champion. He's won again 4 unanimous decisions in a row. But again, it's an entertainment business. It's not just a fight business. They're in the entertainment business.
Exactly.
What do we do about that here? Beta Quest, thank you for becoming a member. Much love to you, my guy. He also says, we're hating on a man for being too good at his job. That's what's crazy. We're going to talk about that. Last time I saw you, my glove was silver. 5 more months, and I get to call myself the true email champ. Let's go, Beta. Trey, let's respond to Beta. We're hating on a man for being too good at his job. What do you say to that?
He's not whooping these dudes like you just said, like Usman's doing or Volkanovski's doing. It's not like that. It's not like he's beating him so bad that the fight is boring. they're barely throwing. It's a boring fight. There's barely any movement. They're keeping distance. They're tapping legs. Like, bro, I understand when you're a champion, winning the championship, that's one thing. Keeping it and holding on to it, and you know what I'm saying, and defending it and everything, that's another thing. But come on, buddy. I mean, come on, buddy. You might as well not even be champion. You look like you don't even want to fight up there. You look like you don't even want to fight up there. Listen, he might have been shaking in his boots the whole night just because of what he saw Alex do to Sean Strickland. He might have been scared. That was him carrying himself in that urn, showing the future of what Alex is going to do to him. Alex is going to put him in a casket. I hope y'all know that. Izzy's going out on a stretcher. He's going to get knocked out. One of the worst knockouts in UFC history is when Israel Adesanya gets knocked out by Alex Pereira again.
Even though,
bad. Left hand, left hook, right to the face. Good night.
Even though Izzy has cleared out the division, yes, Jesus, he has. He's lapping them. Even though he lost to Alex Pereira in a kickboxing fight outside of the UFC, Alex entering the UFC, it might be, as far as in business sense, the best thing that ever happened for Adesanya. Why? Because who else do you give him? He has underwhelming performances as far as entertainment wise. Who do we, imagine you had to see another Whitaker, Vettori, Brunson, Costa fight. It's like there's no one else out there anyways. Alex is the only fight to make. Now, let's just, I love the hypotheticals. Let's say Izzy somehow beats Alex in another underwhelming fight, underwhelming performance. What happens to Adesanya? It's almost like he needs to perform against Alex. And I think Alex is going to be busy enough for that to happen. And I'm sorry, Cole also said after Adesanya's fight with Gastelum, he wised up to maintain longevity. I thought that was a good point. But yes, Trey.
Listen, some people will say it's wising up. I call it the Conor McGregor effect. You get up there, and you're up there so long that it feels natural. You start getting boring, you start playing conservative, and then there's finally that guy that comes in and just whoops you, and you will never be the same again. And I promise y'all, you're hearing it here first. The source is telling you once again, once Alex Pereira takes the belt from Israel Adesanya, he will never, ever champion again.
I kind of like that Conor McGregor comparison, thinking of Dustin Poirier. He's a bit more complacent the second time, and then he gets put out. That was good. I don't think you did that intentionally, so that was actually quite impressive.
One of the things y'all gonna learn. I'm the best one to ever do this. I'm the source. I'm the one that gets it done. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm plugged in.
That was actually, I might have helped you there because I don't even think you knew what you did. Where Conor McGregor at one point was a dog. Adesanya at one point a dog as far as getting everybody out of there, standing in the pocket with the best of them. Kevin Gastelum having performances of the night back to back to back. He had one against Robert Whitaker, had one against Gastelum, and then against Costa, TKOs him. But then, maybe got a little bit complacent, just wants to win the fight, doesn't care about how he wins. And Alex Pereira might be the one. He knocked him out pretty bad. Have you seen that knockout?
Absolutely. He put him on his back, and he had no idea where he was.
Did you get?
I know Izzy likes to say, "Oh, well, y'all didn't see the fight. Y'all didn't see it before. Did y'all even watch that fight?"
I was going to ask you that.
You was snoring on the ground. You was snoring. Had no idea where you were. He was stuck on the ground. He couldn't even get up after.
And you know what, Trey? I don't mean to jump on the hype train, and I got another question for you. But what I will say to that is, I think Adesanya could be in a little trouble because when Alex landed that, it wasn't with that much power. Alex has said he's much better now than he was before. I think if Adesanya wants to fight on the outside, Alex could actually do that as well too. If it's on the inside, it's very dangerous. This is a very dangerous fight for Adesanya. Now, he might pull a Francis Ngannou and try to wrestle. I don't know. But what do you have to say about that?
Alex is too strong. Izzy's just skin and bones. I mean, it's going to be bad. He knocked him with the left.
He did.
And that was a left back then. We've
Yep.
seen what the left look like now against Sean, and it looks way worse.
I think the weigh-ins for it back then were different as well too. They might have weighed in the day of. I'm not sure, but I think Alex was at 214. Is that what you were about to say?
That?
Yeah,
Did you see that?
That's a lot of weight.
Insane.
I
think it was 219. Also.
Was it? I thought it was 214, and I'm usually not wrong, especially if you thought something else. Then I'm definitely not wrong. I think
no idea what you're talking about, brother.
I think he was at 214. That is a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. For Adesanya.
Boy.
So you have your mind made up. Alex wins.
No, listen. Alex is the next one. He is the one. He's gonna run that division badly. Izzy, I'm telling y'all, mark my words on this. Mark my words on this. This is the internet right here.
This is gonna be good.
And y'all know I'm always right. Y'all know I always tell the truth. I never lie to y'all. I don't sugarcoat it. When Izzy loses his championship to Alex, he will never, ever be champion in the UFC again in that division.
That's a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction. And Beta and Jesus in the chat, they have both basically said they watched that fight. He got caught, but Izzy was winning that second fight, and he was very active. But being active against Alex has his own negatives, and that's getting caught. And if he's weighing in at if he's at 214 come fight night, that's a big boy.
Bro, come on, bro.
That's scary. I'm not gonna lie.
He looked strong in there. He looked strong.
He looked strong. And not only strong, he was busy without showing much fatigue against Sean Strickland. Jabs,
that's what I thought.
leg kicks.
Sean's gonna walk him down the whole time. He's gonna tire him out. He's gonna be on his back. How's he gonna fight while he's backing up? You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to be backpedaling the whole time. Sean's gonna be in the pocket there, never give him any room. Yep, does not matter apparently.
I thought Sean, especially after his lackluster performance, even though he won, but it wasn't that impressive against Hermanson, I thought, hey, he's going to push the pace on Alex. He kind of has to, can't stay on the outside. It was the opposite. It was Alex the one kind of taking the fight to Sean Strickland. That he's scary for the division. Who's scarier, him at middleweight or Hamzat?
Oh, him at middleweight.
Right. I'm hey, I agree. I'm just saying, Hamzat was kind of that guy.
You mean Hamzat at middleweight?
I'm saying Hamzat in general, coming into the UFC, knocking people out in the first round, second round. Now, finally, something a bit later, but
Alex is way scarier, dude. Way scarier.
Yeah, I think that's a dark horse. Yeah,
we've seen Hamzat be vulnerable already. I haven't seen Alex be vulnerable one time yet.
It's hard to play this game, but let's say you didn't see Hamzat against Burns. Try to erase that from your mind. Who looks scarier to you? Be honest. I know it's hard to do but just say the Burns fight didn't happen. Does Alex look as scary as Hamzat or not really?
I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, he has some vicious knockouts already, dude. And especially if I get to keep this Sean Strickland fight in there also with him.
Yeah,
I still gotta go, Alex. That man, I was kind of hating on him a little bit before. I don't know, this is different. It's UFC, whatever. Then he knocked out Sean like that, and I was just like, this guy's next. Period. Nobody's stopping this guy.
The reason I bring that up, Trey, is because before the Burns fight with Hamzat, it was one of those, how do you beat this guy? But he's lost that after facing Burns. Alex right now, this version of him, weighing in at 214, 219, whatever. How do you beat this guy? I don't think you beat him striking. I don't think Adesanya.
Can you take him down? I don't know. He's too strong. He stuffed everybody's stuff.
Remember Adesanya versus Blachowicz. Blachowicz was too big for that fight to go to the ground as far as for Adesanya. Right. He wasn't going to get a takedown. What if Adesanya has absolutely no chance at taking Alex down? I think that might be his only path to victory unless he just puts on.
We know Izzy has one of the worst ground games in UFC history. Jan showed that. I mean, that dude couldn't get off his back. Not even one time.
He has good takedown defense. That was at a different weight, but yeah, Alex is weighing in that big anyway. So, striking wise, listen, I might go Alex as well too, Trey. I hate to be on the hype train. Izzy has done so many great things for the middleweight division and for the CKB team. Alex just looks scary.
Do we know how old he is?
Alex Pereira?
33?
I think he's.
No. How old is Izzy?
Oh, he's like a year younger than John Jones. I know that. So yeah, I think you're right. Close around there.
32.
32. Yeah, John Jones is 34
Alex,
right now. So
how old is Alex?
his birthday's coming up. He's
32?
about to be 33 in July 22nd. Alex Pereira age is he's 35. So this is the time that he wants Adesanya too. He's up there in age, but he doesn't look like he has that many miles on him as far as for the UFC.
It looks like he's in his prime right now. I know that.
Oh, he looks scary. Absolutely scary. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't see anything stopping that fight from happening. As far as
that's got to be the next fight, right? It's got to be their next fight.
Has to be, because who else do you give Adesanya? I mean, you look at the top 5 names again: Whitaker, Cannonier, Vettori, Brunson, Costa. Nobody wants to see any of those fights.
No.
Please
do not put Robert back in there again.
And Robert, sad to say, he looks like a new and improved fighter. I think he's dangerous.
What is Marvin? Marvin's trying to get a title shot or something, right?
I'm sorry. I don't.
Come on, buddy.
At least not right now. Adesanya loses.
Marvin can get a title shot when he stops shaving his head for his fights. I mean, he's got to stop that. Seriously, that is ugly.
Sean Strickland also, he's gonna have to, after getting knocked out the way he did, he's gonna have to find a way to kind of bring his name back up again.
Y'all know how much I love Sean. That's my guy. That's my dog. I was cheering for him. I thought he was going to win that fight against Alex. He may never be the same again.
Plug
he
says
may never
Sean?
be the same ever again.
Wow.
Did you see how hard when he got hit with the left and then he stood up, was trying to stand up and got hit with two more? He
rights.
Was dead. That was a dead body.
How precise was that? What was those strikes too? The referee did Sean a favor. It could have went worse.
I was watching with Drew, and Drew didn't see the whole thing. He just saw the left, and he was like, "Oh, they caught it too early." And I'm like, "What?" And they showed the replay, and Drew was like, "Oh my god!" I said,
it would have got ugly. Like it would have got ugly, Trey. Really ugly for Sean Strickland. The ref did him a favor. He saved him. It could have been one of those. It was a highlight already. It could have been one of those like out cold highlights. Sean was out of his legs even when he was protesting.
Yeah.
It was insane. Is that Brett or Hitman Hart says Arturo can't stand up with the kickboxer? You
better learn to respect him because I'm coming home with your mother tonight. You understand that?
Plug says Alex KO's Izzy. Let's look at the poll real quick. People have Sean O'Malley 54% to Cheeto Vera 46%, so pretty close.
Oh, looks like the people starting to learn. How
people,
about that?
It's I'm a little bit surprised, guys. Vote because this could switch at any moment. You know, I'm just throwing that out there.
Can we get a new poll going? I want to know who people think wins between Izzy and Alex.
That's a great question. That's a great question. Let's add that right now in the meantime. And as we jump into the next topic, I'll quickly let you have the floor while I do the poll that people could vote on. Should Volkanovski move up in weight? What do you think about that?
Here's the thing, baby. Here's the thing, and I touched on this a little bit earlier. Now, listen. I'm a fan of Volkanovski. I've been very consistent on saying, hey, I don't even know why Max is getting another shot because he won the first two fights. Clearly, I don't care what nobody says about that second fight. Max did not win. I don't care if he knocked him down or whatever. Volkanovski is the best point fighter in the UFC. It may not always look like a hard land. It may not always look like it's making a huge impact on the fighter, but he's landing, and that counts. It counts. I'm sorry. I know it's annoying for y'all. I know it's like, well, come on, he didn't even do anything. But guess what? He's tapping him. Finally hits him with a big strike, or, you know what I'm saying, gets a leg kick or whatever. He tears him up. Now, listen, Volk is the second pound-for-pound fighter in the rankings and in my rankings. I think he's second behind Usman. I have Usman at the top. I think Usman is the best welterweight in history. I don't care what you say about it. If you disagree with me, you're an idiot. Get out of here. Nobody cares about you, okay? But Volkanovski is running, and he's running from one man. Because Volk lacks this one skill set. He can't fight on the ground.
Sorry, guys.
He can't fight on the ground. Now, listen, he can get on top of people sometimes and well on them on the ground when they're already hurt and fatigued and tired. But Brian Ortega showed. Brian Ortega showed, hey, it doesn't matter how tired he is, whatever. He could still get Volk down, almost choked him out twice. He got out of the craziest, deepest chokes I've ever seen in my entire life. And the whole time I was thinking, I know a guy whose chokes he wouldn't get out of. I know a guy who could take him to the ground every single time, and it wouldn't matter what he did. He would get him down there and bully him. He might even put him in a darce. He might do another twister on him. He might take him out. And that man is none other than the country boy himself from Arkansas. Give him his camo short thug nasty Bryce Mitchell. Not only is he my favorite fighter, he is next up in that division, and Volk is running from him. Volk is running. We all know it. He doesn't want to see him on the ground. Bryce isn't going to stand up and bang with you. He doesn't care if you can do that. He doesn't have nothing to prove. He don't care. He's going to do what he knows. Now that Bryce is back, it's funny that Volk was pretty active for a whole year, that Bryce was gone and had the injury in his hand, and now Bryce Mitchell's coming back, hotter than ever, steamrolling, and he doesn't want nothing to do with him. He's talking about moving up. He's talking about moving up for what? For what?
Trey, can I?
He's tiny for his own division. He's a little midget out there in the division that he runs.
Can I just say one thing, Trey? Just to be honest, he's not even thinking about Bryce Mitchell. He's not even on his radar. He's not running. He's not.
He can't do nothing but think about Bryce Mitchell because that's the scariest dude in their division besides him right now.
Trey, I hate to break it to you. You know what you're doing? This is what you're doing. Randy Cook, thank you for subscribing. Let's go. Another subscriber in the building. Trey, let me tell you what you're let me tell you what you're doing, Trey. It's like you're in high school and or elementary.
Here we go. Here goes a horrible analogy. Come on.
Or elementary, and the girl that you've been crushing on says hi to you, and you think she's like all over you, but she's really not. She's not even thinking about you. She was just being polite. You're not even on her radar. I know that's like the story of your life. I'm sorry. Same thing with Bryce Mitchell and Volkanovski. Bryce Mitchell is not even being thought of by Volkanovski. If that fight were to happen, and I like Bryce, love him. He's great. Saw him on the Errol Hawani show. It was great. He's entertaining. He has no chance against Volkanovski. I will put money on that.
You really don't believe that. You really don't believe that. Because Bryce. Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty, has the best ground game in the UFC right now.
Thug Nasty.
Out of anybody in every division, no one's touching his ground game. He's the only one besides one other person. Man, a twister on somebody. And he almost did it twice. He almost did it 2 times. He almost did it in another fight. Volkanovski is not going to the ground with him. He would twist that man up like a little pretzel, the little small boy he is, and bully him on the ground. Bryce is strong, buddy. He may not look like it, but he's got the strength. He's country strong. And that's different.
Listen,
listen to me. Answer this, because I know you're not serious right now.
That twister was against a nobody. Yeah.
But you're a nobody. And you think that he could go to the ground with Volkanovski and Volkanovski could get out of that? You think he could get out and be fine?
Listen, he got out of
beat around the bush, brother.
No, I'm gonna answer your question directly, real quick. It says Borracho Wins just became a sponsor. Thank you so much, Borracho. Welcome to the stream. Hope all is well, my guy. Saw the notification in the chat. Thank you so much. One of the most dangerous grapplers in the UFC is Brian Ortega, if I'm not mistaken, right? Had a submission locked up.
Yes.
What wasn't able to finish it.
Bro, he was getting whooped on. His face was all busted up. He was tired. What was that, the 3rd or 4th round?
I think it was the 4th. If I'm not mistaken, someone can correct me on that. Edson Barbosa. Bryce Mitchell, striking-wise, didn't look nothing impressive against Edson. He had to take it to Ground. If not, he would have got picked apart by Barbosa, in my honest opinion.
Wait.
Yeah.
I love that you said Edson.
Yes.
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
Because what was everybody saying about that fight before they fought? What was
against
everybody
Edson?
saying about that?
against
What was
Edson.
everybody saying about that? Yes.
That Edson was dangerous, could knock him out, pick him apart.
Could? No. They were saying, oh, Edson's going to bully him. Standing up, he's going to piece him up and take care of him. Bryce is not going to be able to stand up and bang with him. All this stuff. What would? No. Wait. What would they say for Volk? Bryce can't stand up against Volk. He can't do that. He's going to get tore up. He's the best point fighter in the UFC, pound for pound, second best. Bryce doesn't care, dude. It's not about standing up for him. Bryce don't stand up and throw. He stands up. He'll make him think like, oh, he's going to stand up and throw with me. He's got boom, shoot, takes him down.
There's a difference between.
He was taking Edson down at will.
Yes.
Just like, just kidding. I'll take him down.
You saw what Khabib.
And Edson was hot.
You saw what Khabib did to Edson Barbosa. Volkanovski is a hard person to take down. When he almost got submitted, he was on top.
Wait. You saw what who did against who?
Khabib. I know where you're. I know where you're gonna go with this.
I just want to
yes.
make sure you were comparing him to one of the goats.
No,
listen
right.
to the ground game you're talking about compared to Bryce Smith. You're talking about Khabib, one of the best ground games in UFC history, already in the Hall of Fame. And we're talking about Bryce Mitchell, who you're trying to say is nobody.
The amount of takedowns that Khabib has compared to Mitchell is nowhere near close. I would love to look up the numbers. Someone could bring it up. Trey, let me just say one thing. Bryce has no chance. There's levels. Edson Barbosa's ranked number 13. We're talking about Volkanovski, the champion of the world that just ran through Max Holloway a third time. The second time was debatable.
That boy can't even talk correctly anymore. He's like Nate Diaz.
Brian Ortega, he could take a lot of punishment. He's never been like finished or anything crazy like that recently. Brian Ortega ran through him. Chan Sung Young knocked him out cleanly. I really think that Bryce Mitchell doesn't have a chance. We're wasting our time talking about Mitchell.
Everybody knows the Korean Zombie shouldn't have even been in that fight.
But
he shouldn't even been there.
You see,
they were just giving him a pity fight because they know he would never earn a title shot in his life.
Volkanovski, to the eye test, looks so dangerous. You look at the evolution of Holloway's second fight and Holloway's third fight. That man is just too strong, too fast. Walks
and is fried.
Well, all right.
You want to talk about it? Listen, you want to say gatekeeper and all that stuff. You're looking at the best gatekeeper in the UFC, and Max Holloway.
Oh, listen. How many more fights does Mitchell actually get that shot? You think he gets a shot soon?
He needs it now.
He's ranked number 9.
Name the guys in front of him right now.
Giga, Chan Sung Young. Okay, you can.
All right, wait.
Right.
He's whooping Giga. He's tearing Giga up.
I don't know about
Korean
that.
Zombie. He's tearing Korean Zombie up.
Arnold Allen might give him a run for his money. He's dangerous. Calvin Kattar, dangerous. He probably takes it to the ground. Yair Rodriguez.
Which Calvin's coming that night? That's what I want to know. Yair, we'll see. Is he even going to win his next fight? I don't know.
It's a big fight for him up and coming in his next fight. So, yeah, I agree with you. Josh Emmett, a little bit dangerous. Brian Ortega, then Max Holloway. So I guess he does, in a sense, have a good chance to get a title shot after what? Two fights? Two fights?
Maybe, but who's he supposed to fight for that? Who's he supposed to fight?
That's a good question. I mean,
Korean Zombie, maybe. I could see that. Maybe a Korean Zombie fight, he would beat him, and then he goes and fights who?
Maybe Yair. If Yair beats Ortega.
Yair is going to be next in line if he beats Ortega.
Yair does.
The UFC told him that.
Yeah, he is getting a title fight. You're right. I don't know if he fights Ortega. If Ortega loses, 2 grapplers, that gets a little bit interesting. Let's say Ortega loses.
He fights Korean Zombie and one other one, not Ortega, or he fights Brian Ortega, and if he wins that fight, he gets a title shot. That's what I think.
Okay.
I would say Brian Ortega loses to Yair. Let's just say that.
Okay.
A couple months go down the road. Let's match up Bryce and Brian. Whoever wins that fight gets a title shot.
I'm not mad at that.
Listen, let's be honest. I personally think Brian, he earned a rematch more than Max Holloway did. and Max Holloway got 2.
Yeah, very debatable second.
So, well, not, yeah, I guess.
Or close. It does get quite interesting. Let me read you something that Will Ryder said. He says, I honestly think Volkanovski.
Nobody cares about this guy.
He says, I honestly think Volkanovski is the best UFC fighter ever at the moment. Tall claim, so I just figured I'd bring it up to you.
Is this guy trolling right now or what?
I mean, he did write. He did write LOL. He did write LOL after that.
What kind of statement even is that? I honestly think Volk is the best UFC fighter ever at the moment. Are you serious right now?
I mean, pound for pound, he's up there right now.
Pound for pound, he's not even number 1 right now.
He's number 2.
So how's he the best fighter ever?
No, I didn't say
one in the UFC right now with all the people in the UFC. Not even talking about past. In the UFC right now, he's not even number 1.
I think he's saying
ever. Are we serious right now?
I think he's saying with the as the eye test, like nobody beats this guy right now, and that maybe that'll play out.
We're not about to play. Guess what he's actually saying? That's what he said, and he sounds like a moron for it.
Cole
Usman.
says
Usman right now.
Usman is arguably the greatest welterweight of all time.
No.
So
I'm speaking right now. He's pound for pound the best in the UFC, which means he is the best fighter in the UFC right now as it stands.
Arguably the greatest welterweight.
And two, there is no argument. He is greatest welterweight of all time.
Arguably.
There's no argument to that.
Arguably. I made a poll of that with GSP and Usman, and I think GSP won. And he has more title defenses as well, too. I don't think Usman is going to break.
Morons voted on that.
I don't think Usman is going to break GSP's record for title defenses. He already looks like he wants to retire the way he talks about it. That's neither here nor there. Cole says, I believe Volk is still improving, especially with his footwork, boxing, and fight IQ. The evolution from his second fight to the third fight against Holloway, Cole, I agree. He looks like he's improving and he's dangerous, and we shall see. Whale might not be that far off. Bryce versus Mosar says plugs. What is he, like 16, 17 and 0?
Let me say this. I just want to say this about Volk because this is funny. This is really funny to me.
Yeah.
It is so funny how people can go saying he's the best fighter in UFC. He's the best ever right now at the moment and all this stuff. When literally the last fight that he fought Max Holloway, people were trying him, saying he's a bum and he shouldn't have won and all that stuff and saying he's really not that good and he's beatable and everything. It's so funny how everything flip-flops. I don't forget. He changed
everybody's mind, though. Look how clear he beat Max Holloway. Look what he did to Korean Zombie.
You don't get to go from a questionable fighter to being iffy to just being like, oh, he's the best ever.
He's had
like that. You don't just flip it like that.
He's had 3 fights since he beat Korean Zombie.
People was even trying him against Brian Ortega when he almost got choked out twice.
And he got out. He won
every ground game and everything. He don't have a ground game. It's proven.
He won every single round in that fight. Then against Max Holloway, he beats him clearly. I mean, he looks right now dangerous. That's all I'm saying.
You got to stop mentioning Max Holloway like he's still one of the top guys. That man is fried. Okay, he probably has CTE right now.
Probably.
He talks like a Diaz brother. I mean, that guy is down bad right now. He was talking in the presser and talking trash, and he was saying, yeah, he's known for giving damage, and I'm known for taking it. What? That's not good.
Trey, are you saying that Volkanovski is actually not as good as people think he is, and it's his opponents that make him look as good as he is? Is that what you're saying? Because you're talking about Max Holloway as if he's a bum.
No.
You're talking about Ortega as if he's a bum.
Wait.
Korean Zombie as if I mean, I can only assume.
I'm not saying they're bums.
Right.
They're dumb though. They're dumb. Because they're standing up with one of the greatest point fighters in UFC history.
Okay.
You can't do that against him.
And Bryce Mitchell's the guy to change that.
Because Bryce Mitchell is not going to play into his game. He's not going to stand up and bang with him. Listen to me. Volk is going to have to become an all-star on the ground to beat Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell will take him down every time. He will fake and stand up like he's going to bang with him, or stand up long enough to be like, oh, my God, he's going to stand up with me. And then he will take him down every time. I'm telling you, I've watched every one of Bryce Mitchell's fights.
Right.
He does the same thing to everybody. He gets them confident enough in their head where he thinks he's going to stand up with them and bang, and maybe sometimes he can, and he can land a couple on them, and then he takes them down and bullies them. It happens every single time. And listen, people will start hating on Bryce, saying he's a boring fighter. All he does is get people on the ground and wrestle them and punch them and all that stuff. But guess what? He whoops everybody he fights.
He's not Volkanovski. I mean, I'm just saying, man. He's not.
Volkanovski is not good on the ground. Like, what's giving you that confidence on the ground? You keep talking about him standing up in the leg kicks and
before
everything. He's
he
not
has
going to be standing up long enough.
Before Bryce Mitchell has a chance for his fingers to touch Volkanovski's legs, he's getting hit with a 20 piece. And whether he can stand and withstand that,
you don't believe that.
I do. I'm betting Volkanovski easily. I will take a straight.
How old is Volkanovski right now? I want to know that.
I will take a straight money line on that fight if you're willing to do that. If that fight ever happens, I will be completely.
See what the odds are. I might get better odds online.
Oh, here we go with your. I mean, I did take your lunch money last time, so I understand your.
I don't know if that's true or not.
You're concerned. Volkanovski is only 33 years old. How old is Bryce Mitchell? That's the question.
Young, like 26, 27 probably.
27. 33 to 27. They're pretty close. Max Holloway was playing too much PlayStation, says Whale. What is this? These doctors going about? Vaughn, there's a lot to talk about today. Vaughn, welcome to the stream, man. It's good to have you. This dude's still on that Bryce Mitchell hype still? Yes. I don't know what's going on. He thinks he's the only guy that has a chance against Volkanovski. So, like, are we wasting our time with that topic? Possibly.
It's not about having a chance or anything. He's literally running from Bryce Mitchell in the division. He's running from. You think he's scared of Yair? I mean, let's be honest, y'all. Yair is going to go in there. He's going to play in the Volks little games. He's going to stand up and try and bang with them. He's going to get whooped.
Hopefully, Bryce has a fight coming soon.
Fighters in UFC.
If Bryce fights soon, I could see them like kind of fast tracking that.
I told you what needs to happen. He either needs to fight Korean Zombie and somebody else to get there, or he needs to. Or Brian Ortega needs to lose against Yair, let him go in and get his title shot, and then he fights Brian Ortega and he gets the next shot.
Absolutely. I mean, we shall see. He might not even make it that far. Cole says, also, it appears Volk's physical strength, grip, and clinch is more obvious, too. I don't think it's as easy as Trey's making it seem, but I think Trey is just infatuated with this idea that Mitchell gets it done because, I don't know, because the guy is from like Arizona or something.
Game in the UFC. That's why.
He's good.
He the best ground game in the UFC. Nobody's touching him on the ground.
He's not the best wrestler in the UFC, though, and I don't think he easily takes it to the ground against Volkanovski. Volk bashed Ortega on the ground. Yeah, before he got almost submitted, that's exactly what happened. Now, and he might be just as dangerous, maybe more dangerous than Mitchell on his back. Let's just throw that out there, too. I don't know if Bryce Mitchell is as dangerous on his back as far as his top game, as far as grappling. So that's another thing to bring up. This dude still. Yes, you are. Volk will fry Bryce like some catfish. I'm telling you, Vaughn. Yeah. What's up, Trey?
Yeah, of course, Vaughn says catfish. He probably does like catfish, that nasty boy. But I know y'all don't think you would take Bryce Mitchell down. I know y'all don't think that. That would be the best case scenario for Bryce.
He doesn't need to. He's gonna pick him apart.
I'm telling you, they're gonna fight on the ground more than they're gonna fight standing up when he fights Bryce.
I doubt that. I will bet that as well.
That's how much Bryce is gonna be taking.
Can we have a money line on that? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know how we would look
at
that.
Time on the feet. Yeah, total ground time compared to stand.
Or yeah, we would just look at the ground time, right? Because they don't keep. Up time.
Exactly, and if it overweighs regular standing up, then yeah, you could give me a money line on that. That jug is absolutely horrific. What is that, like a detergent bottle that you put water in? What is that?
You know what what everybody's been saying to me lately at church and stuff? They're like, are you drinking out of a soap bottle or are you drinking out of a bubble bottle?
It looks like a detergent bottle. I know times are hard.
I'm
Inflation is crazy, but geez.
It's been rough. Hey, gas prices is going wild. It's getting to me. I'm sorry.
Let's go, Brandon. Movar trying to fight Bryce. I mean, let's see if that happens. I don't know if Bryce might be looking up right now, where he might not want that fight. I mean, it's 9 and 10. They're right next to each other. Whether the UFC wants to do that, we shall see. Plugs. He might not even get past the number 10th ranked fighter in that division. So you might be right. You might have a point there. Yes, you are. Volk will fry Bryce like some cash. Guys, let's talk about one more thing before we get out of here, just because it's next this weekend. Ortega versus Rodriguez. You want to give your quick pick on that? And then we'll wrap it up. We're over. We're an hour, 15 minutes. We try to keep to an hour, but our first show back, so I figured this will happen. Ortega versus Rodriguez. What are your thoughts on that fight right there?
Well, I guess I kind of have to cheer for Yair if I want Bryce to get a fight with Brian and go on to fight Matt or Volk. But
who do you think is gonna win? Like without Bryce,
I just think Brian Ortega is gonna win. Like I don't know, he's
really
too much. He's nice. He's nice on the ground and standing up. And I know Yair is nice and. He's kind of an awkward fighter to me. Like I don't really know how you would describe him because he's kind of everywhere. Like he can kind of do everything.
Right.
But I just don't think Yair has the piece. And then they're telling him. I think it's gonna get in his head of him saying, "Hey, if you win this fight, you're up next. Like you're gonna get a title fight and everything." I don't know. I just don't see him doing it. I like him. I think he's good, but
yeah.
Hey, Brian Ortega's a dog, and he really did have Volk down where it was like, yo, he had me saying 2 times in the fight, it's over. It's over. Oh, my God, it's over. He won. And then somehow Volk got out. Yair's not doing that. I'm sorry. If he gets Yair in those positions, it is over, 1,000% over.
Real quick, Whale says Dan Hooker saw the goal. Zelman said to look into his eyes, Trey. Trey, if you want to take a little money line on that, I'm just offering it out there. I got Yair.
Really?
I got Yair. I think Brian Ortega is great off his back, but he doesn't have the greatest takedowns. I don't think he's gonna. I think this will stay standing, and I think Yair would just edge him out there. I like what I saw against Holloway, despite the loss. I think he learned a lot from that. I think he was also like after a 2-year layoff after that fight. So to look that good after that long of a layoff, I think he's going to come in against Ortega and land some big strikes. Ortega took a lot of punishment against Volkanovski as well.
Do we have the line on that yet? Do we know what the line on that is?
Let me see if I can... I have my cat that my wife let come down. I don't know
when is that? That's not the next one, is it?
Versus what? Ortega? Yeah. Betting odds. Let me see. Yeah, that's this weekend at 2 p.m. Ortega is a -180 favorite. Rodriguez is a +140. I like those odds. I'm going Yair. You want to do?
What's the bet?
You want to do a straight money line?
Yes. What do you want?
What do you want? You're drinking out of a detergent bottle, so
I want
okay.
20.
I
know Miller's always scared to bet 20. He only wants to bet 20 when he's 1,000% confident. We'll see how confident he is right now. I want 20 on Brian.
Shall I check my Cash App? You know you paid me 20 last, right?
I don't know if that's true or not. I think you paid me 10 last. Hey, I'm here, baby.
Guys, just 20. Yes, 20.
20?
Guys,
all right.
Let me know what I should spend it on, and then maybe I'll buy like something on Amazon while we're here after that stream. Hopefully I'm able to stream that fight. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern. Maybe I'll just cover that one fight, and that's it. I got a $20 bet with Trey. That's going to be easy money. Guys, you heard it here first. When Trey picks a fighter, we pick the opposite, and I think our earnings has just been going absolutely insane after that. We'll get a MyBookie sponsor stream one of these days. Let's just keep making the content. Trey, any last thoughts? We're in for an hour 20. It's been a lot of fun. It's great to be back. We're back weekly. If Trey doesn't have softball or water polo or what's the other thing he does? You know
what? I'm so happy you said that actually because Miller's been bashing me the whole time. Y'all used to talk trash to me in the Discord and everything. Y'all used to say, I'm just going to go ahead and sign off after this. Let me get all of my thoughts out right fast. I just want to say this though. Yeah. I was playing softball. Everybody was hating. Everybody wanted to talk trash. I was in my first year of pitching. I was making a debut, looking like a madman out there. Guess what? We didn't do that good during the season. I'll be honest with you. We were like 5-4, 6-4, something like that. But we came in at a 2 seed because it's hard to do. And guess what? We had game 1. We went out there and we whooped our rivals. It's the same church, but it's a different location. It's hard to explain. I don't know. You know how these mega churches are, Joel, all that stuff. I don't want to get into that. Anyways, we won. We go to game 2. We play the hardest team in the freaking league, and we edge them out by 1 on a crazy last out to go to the championship game. And then your boy goes out there and pitches like a daggum madman and does his thing at the batting box and pops it out there, and we win the championship. So when you're talking to me, you're talking to a champion, you're talking to the source, you're talking to the one who's tied in. I'm the one who gets it done. I'm the king. I'm so happy every one of you got to see me again today. I'm so happy every one of you got to hear me again today. I'm so happy that I got to drop some knowledge. It's been a long time. There's so much for me to keep telling y'all because you idiots don't know what you're talking about when it comes to fighting. I'm telling you right now, Volkanovski is running away from Bryce Mitchell, and Thug Nasty is coming for the championship. He's coming for the championship. I promise you that. Mark my words. Hey, I'm the source. I'm the one who gets it done. Never forget it. I'll see you next week if Miller's not being a bum. Miller, you look like you got a little shorter. I'm sorry, buddy, but you look great in your daughter's a little high chair, so keep it going. I'm out of here, baby. See ya.
I'm sorry you guys had to hear that spiel for that long. You know, Trey, sometimes he gets in his rants. He thinks Bryce Mitchell has a chance against Volkanovski. I mean, how much of an idiot can he be? If you had Ortega winning, it's almost the same thing as Drake having, not Adesanya winning because he was right for once. Everybody, you know, even a broken clock strikes right twice. But every other bet that he had, he was wrong. That's Trey for you. If you had Ortega winning, you might as well change your bet. A plus 140 for Yair. Probably take that and make some money. Guys, episode 10, we're finally back. I can't wait till we're at episode 100 and see where we're at, guys. It feels great to be here. Cole, Zelme, Beta, Vaughn, Whale Rider is back. Thank you, guys. Anybody else that's out there, thank you guys for the support, for never giving up on the channel, because we're going to be consistent after today, and it feels good to be back. We had a couple setbacks, but we're here. Yair versus Ortega will be next week. Guys, stay tuned for that. Hopefully I could go live just for the main event, but we'll be back Monday after that fight if we don't cover it, but I'm pretty sure we can. Then after that, Blades versus Aspinall. Aspinall, one of my favorite fighters. I've said it before. I'll say it again. So that's the week after that. And then UFC 277, July 30th is after that. So we got plenty of content to make. We'll probably be at like 6,000 subscribers by then because this channel just grows faster and faster, day by day, week by week. Thank you guys for the support. What a fun stream. Despite Trey. What a fun stream. Trash Talk Monday, episode 10. Thank you. We'll be back next Monday for episode 11. And it will be on Mondays at 7 p.m. That's how we're going to keep it. God bless, guys. Good night. It feels so good to be back. So thank you, guys. We'll talk soon. God bless. Peace.
I'm the best ever.
Ryan Garcia Saturday against Fortuna. I might cover that. Let's see if we cover that instead. That'll be a good fight to cover. Jesus, hit the bell for post notifications. We might do that. Cole, I want to have you on as a special guest one of these days soon. So maybe we can talk about that, okay, Cole? Because I remember us talking before, but the show was off for a bit. We'll talk about that as well. Jesus, much love. Thank you for reminding me about that. I might do that this weekend. That's a good fight to do. Ryan Garcia, even though I'm not that high on Garcia as I once was, I'll be honest, and I have plenty to say about that. Will Ryder, Jesus, Cole, anybody else out there, God bless. Good night. Feels good to be back. #1 commentary channel on YouTube. Peace.
I'm the best ever. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
Appreciate you, Zelme. Thank you, man.
Yo, bounce guy, go off.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Wilder's in a world of trouble, closing seconds. Can he weather the storm here in the third round? Nurmagomedov.
And Porter gets knocked down. He gets knocked down again. 10th round TKO win.
Left uppercut, and then next out Leo. It appears he's out cold. The fight is over. It was a counter left uppercut, and just like that, what a left uppercut. I did not see that coming, ladies and gentlemen. I will have to admit, what a fight. Nice celebration for a 3K video. I don't know, man. To hit 3,000 subscribers in like right hook to the body for Campbell. Left hook to the body for Garcia. And then knocked down Campbell. It was a left hook to the body. Campbell on the ground. The count is on. Can he make his way up? It appears he can't get up. Campbell on the ground. Trying to stand up. And the fight is over. Ryan Garcia with a 7th round knockdown. What a performance. Guys, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. Do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. We're trying to do record numbers today. Ryan Garcia tearing up and crying. What a performance for Ryan Garcia.